Hello, you're listening to Hibs Talk. I'm your host, always Gav. Joining me today is Papa Stu.
How you doing, Gav?
I'm good. I'm a lot better than the other Stuart, who was meant to be with us, but is in his bed. So, best wishes. And I'm sure I don't know if he want to listen to us moaning about the Hearts game, but if he is, best wishes to you, Stuart.
Is he the new Corona Stu? Because I usually get that tagged. Well, I got that tagged, didn't I? So he's Corona Stu.
You had symptoms very early on, didn't you? I think.
Yeah,
it was even before
and I only had it once.
Stuff, so.
I had it last week. That was the first time, really.
Aye.
But anyway, get well, Stuart. Get well, son.
So yes, so like I said, we are going to be chatting about the Hearts game today. We are going to be chatting about Sean Maloney, the second part of the podcast, and then finishing up with the St Mirren game, obviously on Saturday, the first game of the split or post-split. But I mean, yeah, let's just jump into the Hearts game. Tynecastle. People would have heard it on the podcast last week. I was not confident, but I mean, the first 5 minutes, I thought we came out quite well. And I was a bit encouraged, and I thought, all right, maybe I've been a bit too, going off last week, and we didn't score like we did the week before, but I thought we started quite promisingly. Hearts started to impose themselves a wee bit more, but they weren't getting any chances. And then 16th minute, we have a free kick in our own half. We play it. The McGinn plays it to Cadden, back to McGinn, and Hearts press on it. Immediately get the ball off of McGinn. It's released to Sims, who has space. It's a great hit. It's from outside the box, but he's got so much space. And talk about shooting ourselves in the foot.
I couldn't believe it. As well, first of all, McGinn, as everybody knows, played about a 3-yard pass. Now, what is he? And there was actually Hearts players close by. They weren't coming back to 10 yards. He played a quick, free kick. Why at that time of the game when you're finding your feet, especially no kick the ball for 2 months? He should have just been set, like maybe played it back to Hanlon, Porteous, starting it, taking over to left back. But no playing this wee touch. Now, I was thinking about it last night. I was just thinking away at myself. We're trying to play like how Barcelona started playing and then Man City started playing. We've not got the players like that. 15 minutes into the first half, we're trying to play like that. And then Cadden gives them it back, 2 shot. And the guy struck it well, though. It was Sims, wasn't it?
Brilliant.
It was by Macy. Macy never had a hope in hell. Nobody can call the keeper out. It was past him before he even hardly dived. So it came from McGinn, and I think 15 minutes into the game, he still was not ready to be on that park at that time in a semi-final, and that's the manager's fault, Gav.
It's one of the ones where I think we are going to have to get used to this style of play of us playing short passes and keeping the ball even with defenders when we're getting pressed. If Maloney sticks around, that's something we're going to have to get used to. But doing it with a player like, don't get me wrong, I think Paul McGinn has his place and has done well in places for Hibs. Having somebody like McGinn try to do that style especially when he's not played in 2 months, it's just. I think you've got to work with the tools you've got rather than trying to adapt the style on players that aren't capable of that. I don't. It was a very frustrating start. I think, right, okay, let's at least see what happens. But like I say, the crowd had started loud and went quiet from there. 5 minutes later, Hearts get a free kick. They worked it well. It was a great hit. They play it short, they get it back. They've obviously worked it on training, but. Is there anything we could have done differently, do you think, Papa Stu?
Well, first of all, I did, and we said it on the chat, and a couple of guys said, but it was that far out. We only had 3 men on the wall. Excuse me. Now, I can't remember who it was. However, it was the smallest guys in the park, and then it went from like Macy's left. Small, and then it was Scott. Now, Scott jumped and turned his back, and by the time he turned back, he even had, because it went so slow their set piece, he had time to go and get it, to try and block it, and he sort of walked out. He was the only man, didn't get me wrong, he was the only man to do it. However, where was the guys putting that, body on the line to try and block that ball? They looked at it, and it was so slow the way that they just, a wee touch, wee lay back to the side, and he had all the time. I don't know. He took it well, another goal, putting it, postage stamp. But Gav, that is schoolboy era, and the cameras went to Nielsen, and did you see him? It was like that. I can't believe it, that, because they had worked on it, and they scored a goal. It was that happens at schoolboy level, and we mucked up yesterday. It was Saturday. Honestly, Gav, I've not got any hair to pull out now. I've pulled out over all these years. Hibs, we need to be on it like that. What did I say on the chat last night? McPake. See when McPake came along and played for Hibs, I don't know if you remember, but he used to come sliding out to put his body on the line, trying to block that ball. Hanlon, it was good for Hanlon at the time because he started doing what McPake done. But nobody puts their body on the line. Probably Porteous is the only one that will dive in and take it where it hurts.
Mm.
And that's what annoys me, and it annoyed me at the free kick, Gav. It was so simple of a free kick, and we stood there watching. And if it was me, I would have had at least 4 on the wall. Kingsley we know how he actually can kick the ball. He's great at free kicks, so we should have had at least 4 on the wall. It was open for him to, I don't know.
I mean, to me, I didn't mind because, like I say, I mean, from where he never took it directly from there. He was never going to, and he did take his eventual hit was about 5-10 yards further forward once he played it forward and then got laid slightly back off to him. But I mean, like I say, it's an annoying thing because I mean, I know you're saying about Porteous. I remember there was a point where Hanlon came sprinting out and blocked a shot and took one right to the face, a sore one, which was good to see, like, putting his body on the line. But, like, when it's at that wee bit further out, you're more likely to put your defenders, those sort of players, Porteous and Hanlon, they're marking people in the box. So you've got strikers and players, small players, like you say, that are in the wall that, I don't know, it seemed like they weren't trained for being in a wall. Like, say, Scott was slow to react, jump, and I mean, like, so we'll come to him, I thought he had a decent game, all things considered, but, like there, you've got to be jumping, keeping an eye on what they're doing, and then sprinting out.
Of course.
It's disappointing to see.
And Gav, honestly, mate, apart, as I've said, I've been chatting to a few Jambo pals, one right across there, my neighbour, and apart from that, these two, the one that we gave them from McGinn, and not paying attention on the free kick, I didn't see Hearts really bothering us that much, and that's what hurts, because if they were all over us and they could have scored about 10, but we were lucky.
Like say, in terms of the Hibs, we did respond quickly, thankfully. It was a fast response. It was Louis down the left-hand side. Got to give credit to Henderson, who played a lovely chip ball to find Louis. Louis got to the byline, played it back to the penalty spot. Cadden was there, he hit it, it was blocked. Thankfully, came back to him again, and second time, he made no mistake.
It was fantastic that I was actually gobsmacked that we hit them so quick. It was a shock. I don't know about you, but watching the game, and because a lot of people sat down and probably missed the goal, a lot of guys round about me were sitting down, shaking their head and thinking this could be 4 or 5.
There was people beside me who left at 2 and never came back. Yeah, people left beside in front of me, like never came back. So unless they were the Hibs scored straight after and they went and sat somewhere else, they were gone.
Well, a lot of folks sat down, and I was just standing there, shaking my head, and everybody's thought the same. This could be 4 or 5, right? So, and then I watched it, and boom, goal. And I was actually shocked. because we hit back, and I still think that we don't have a goal scorer, and that's the reason that I think we were short getting a goal. And after losing 2 rapid, we were a wee bit shell-shocked. And it wasn't the same scoring a goal and jumping up and down and thinking, yeah, beauty. It was like, shit, did that happen? And we were back in the game again.
Yeah, the amount of people I heard round about me, I said it myself, it was like, right, game on, let's go.
Huh?
So yeah. And then in the second half, I mean, this might be a bit hyperbole, but maybe it's just compared to what we've had this year. To me, the next 19 minutes were the best 19 minutes I've had as a Hibs fan in 2022. And that, like I said, we didn't even score in that time. I think we challenged. Gordon made one save, but the fight, we were winning every 50-50. We came out, we shocked Hearts. They were up for it. Louis went into crunching tackles. We'll get into Newell going into too many crunching tackles. And the fans were just so loud. Hearts were dead. It was just a library over the other side of the stadium. And I remember like somebody went down and there was like 5 minutes of sort of like somebody getting treated, and the entire time Hibs fans were singing, Hearts fans. So the fans were brilliant. There was just seemed to be Hibs were passing the ball about well. And the chance that it was the corner from Henderson delivering on that side, just like his brother. Porteous this time getting up, and a fantastic save from Gordon. But what a 19 minutes to start the second half. What a response.
I know. I think it might have been Halliday. It was injured because he had to go off. I think it was. But we were winning everything, and that was Hearts. That's what I'm saying is they're not that great. Okay, they beat us. We can't complain. They've got us on the shelf now, right? They've got us on the mantelpiece. However, they're not that great, and we showed that. We've not got a good side now, and we're putting in the tackles. And Stevenson was my man in a match for Hibs, at least. He was a man in a match, and I can't believe it. Maloney took him off. That I know you have to change it about, but he should have been the man that was taken off.
Yeah.
No, I thought we played really well, and the fans were there. They were quiet, as you say. It's just, it's that wee thin line, Gav, that wee margin of luck, and we weren't getting it. What a save by Gordon. And I said that to my mate on the train. I went, you know what? It'll be Craig Gordon today. He'll do something. Because, as I said, if we scored that goal to make it 2-2, I think we would have went on and beat them. Because they would have, even we had 10 men, we were on top of them. So, yeah, ifs and buts.
Yeah. And like I say, and Newell had the shot that was blocked that kind of led to the corner we spoke about there. Newell, however, had been booked in the first half. I think a few minutes before, up in the top left-hand corner, there was one where he went in. I can't remember if it was given him for a foul or not, and everyone around just went and winced a wee bit.
Yeah.
But he was kept on, and then the most needless foul, throws himself in and gets booked. Like, even if it wasn't a foul, which I think it was, he's given the referee a decision to make. It was a deserved second yellow, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what annoys me though, Gav? It wasn't a bad challenge. He never touched the boy. It was actually just his momentum with his legs or his backside that sort of went through, and he never hit him with his studs or his boot. It was just a aimless tackle. Why did he do it? If he took the boy and the boy had to go off injured, I'd have said, well, you know what, at least something's happened. But nothing. It was a lazy challenge. He slid in and he was actually not even anywhere near the guy. So that was the thing that annoyed me with Newell, was he done that, got sent off for no reason because of the tackle was shit. And Maloney should have had him off before that. We spoke about it. He should have had him off. He should have had somebody else on, even if it was Campbell. We've all been moaning about him, but mind you, he could have been off because that tackle that he had, you know.
Yeah.
So
It was. We spoke about that sort of like impressive 20 minutes though, like your 19 minutes. Joe Newell was a big part of that. You know, he did look like he was almost creating things and looking for spaces and stuff and driving forward. Something which I think he's not been doing enough of. Do you think that, like, the fact he was doing that and impressive and seemed like an important part of what we're trying to do you think that kept him on?
yeah, it will have, but I'd like to know if he was told to didn't go into tackles because you know how many times you see it. You can watch it on all the TV, all the games on the TV. There's guys, you know, like say down south because you see all the telly. There's guys actually being on an early yellow, but they get through the game and they just, you know, they'll pull out a tackle. They won't because the manager said to them, "Listen, just play the game, forget about tackling." But he came from the side and went into a tackle, which, as you said, he didn't have to. It was just a stupid lunge, and that's what annoys me. And if he's been told at half time or during the match, Joe, settle, we want you on the park. What the hell was he doing? You know, when we were talking about him, Joe, because I'm calling you Joe, Gav, what was this? Could someone, I know this has gone off the tangent slightly, what was this about someone, a player who leaked the team? Is that, what was this? Is this just rubbish, or was it someone came out and leaked the team? Because then they mentioned it was him. But, you know, I'd like to find out if any of the listeners can let us know, because there was a lot of chat coming out saying that someone leaked the team. But that was just when we were talking about him. But Campbell's tackle, what do you think of that?
I thought it was a red. I think he was lucky. I think we could have been down to nine quite easily. He hadn't even been on long. I don't know if it was an instruction to kind of, you know, show that fight and stuff. And like say, Louis was doing it well, winning the 50-50s, going in for tackles, and we're praising them for that. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with him attempting that, but like Joe Newell was playing like a player that wasn't on a yellow card, and Josh Campbell, like the ball was gone. Like that was a stupid one. Yeah.
Do you think he would have been sent off if Newell hadn't been sent off? If there was no sending offs prior to that?
I don't know if I don't want to, you know, speak for the referee and say would he have done that? Like, is that how he thinks and stuff? Maybe, but I don't know. I think Campbell was lucky, and aye. But like I say, in terms of the rest of the game, it was with 10 men. I know Hearts. What was it impressive from Hibs the last 25 minutes? The fact that we were the better team with 10 men, or did Hearts just have no intention of scoring? But what way do you go?
I thought we did. I thought we actually did well. I want to give us the praise this time, because they always say it's harder to play against 10 men. Don't know why. However, I thought we did great, and Hearts can. I don't know if they were just sitting saying, well, if you didn't score, you didn't score, that's us through. I don't know, Gav, if that's the way they were playing. I'd like to know if Robbie Nielsen, he probably would say that, we would just sat back and let these, you know, circle you up. And I don't know. But if they were trying to play football against us, well, we've done fantastic. You've got to applaud the players for that, because their effort was second to none. And yeah, that time with 10 men, it's probably the best that we've played, because we've never had that fight in our team in the last 3 months. Never.
Yeah. That was encouraging to see. That fight, like I say, we spoke about a bit, and it was, like I say, one of the better performances the second half. But even then, like I say, I think it's kind of the frustrating thing that the quality's just not there. There's injuries, and there's been poor recruitment, and like I say, we'll come to a bit more to that in a minute. But like the quality's just not there. And like I say, in terms of the last couple of chances, Melkerson had a header that went wide, and there was a free kick, which didn't trouble Craig Gordon in the slightest. It was a very easy save for him that he went down and held for ages. I mean, I think, like I say, briefly on when we're talking about red cards, I did believe for a second that Moore was going to get a second yellow when he pushed Porteous, and I thought, and the fact that we just got a free kick, I thought, right, we're going to score this free kick and it's going to be 10 versus 10 and we've got a chance here, and Moore didn't get sent off and we didn't score the free kick, so that was a strange one.
How did he not get, I watched that about 10 times this morning on Twitter. How did he not get sent off for that? It should have been a straight red, Gav, never mind the yellow. How can you raise your hands and push somebody? And I think it was Porteous he pushed. Now, Porteous never went down, getting touched, and he went down. He actually
just like they had been doing.
Aye, he got pushed because he didn't see him coming. That was definitely. And I said it at the game. That was a straight red, definitely. Yeah. And that's not being green blinkered. Honestly, mate,
he'd already been booked anyway. It's a second yellow, 100% a second yellow. Like you mentioned earlier, in terms of the other things I had from the game, Louis was Hibs' best player. A bit concerning that 33-year-old who's a left back is putting in the best performance in midfield, but nonetheless, credit to Louis for his performance. I thought Porteous was good, and it's frustrating that we now miss him again with suspension. Like I say, I mean, I don't blame him for the first goal in the slightest. That was, he was completely left to dry there. James Scott, I thought he held up the ball well, like many players who play up front for Hibs just now, very isolated. Like Nisbet had been before he got injured, like Doidge when he's played, like Melkerson in recent weeks. It's a very lonely shift. It's like I say, I've heard it referred to for Man United as the graveyard shift at Man United up top. I feel like that's he done that shift, but he done it quite well. I've seen some criticism of him. It reminds me of Dre Wright. Like, folk have already made up their minds, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. And Maloney had a lot of praise for Henderson as well. Was this one of the better performances from Henderson you've seen?
Yeah, well, we were trying. We're putting up our team, and I put mine. You didn't allow it. That's fair.
You were the one that was gallivanting last week rather than wanting to talk about the Hearts. How do you go on a lovely holiday with your dog and your wife rather than talking about Hibs?
a lovely holiday at Broughty Ferry. That's good. No, Gav, joke aside, Henderson, I said put him in number 10 position because he's probably the only guy in that team apart from Scott Allen that could probably just drop the ball in between the two defenders and whatever. He's good in the ball, and he's a young boy, and he'll get better in my opinion. But I thought he played fantastic, and his free kick, his corner kicks are fantastic. Like his brother, he can ping that ball. So really, and get back to Scott. I'm wanting to praise him because he had Halkett and the other centre half, as I said.
Kingsley and the other boy.
And he was pulling shirts. See if people were wanting Melkerson there, Melkerson would not be doing that job. And Halkett and Kingsley were going about with cigars. So they had a hard job with Scott, and I've got to applaud him for that. He did really well up top on his own. So that's one thing Maloney's got right. A couple of things he got right on Saturday, but that was one of them, putting him in. And I've got to admit, when I seen his name, I'm thinking, oh dear, here we go. What's this now? But no, give him his credit where it's due. He did well.
Aye. And I mean, Derby's as a Hibs fan, they just two defeats in a row, two defeats in a week against Hearts, hard to take, and they just showed, unfortunately, no sign of improving anytime soon.
No, it's really been a difficult season. Difficult since the turn of the year. Gav, we're going to chat about it, but we've not got a goal scorer, and that was a problem. We should have, when we knew that Boyle was going, we should have went and got, I know they're hard to come by with the money that we pay, but we should have got a player like what Nisbet was, even if it was from the Championship, who's scoring goals or, scoring some goals, because we've not got anybody in that team.
We can go back to the start of the season on all like our season previews and transfer podcasts and stuff. We all said that Doidge and Nisbet wasn't enough.
No.
And you know, we're like, yeah, Boyle can play there, but that like we need him at his pace out wide. We need more than just Boyle and Doidge and Nisbet. And both those players have got injured. And like, James Scott this is his first start as and God knows how long. Like, he's not worked out, and he seemed like a guy on loan who played his best football as a left winger was seen as the only option. And like I say, that has had an impact on Jack Ross and now on Sean Maloney. So the recruitment side definitely in there. In terms of derbies, like, it's just frustrating. Like, we had around about 2016 and stuff, like, and obviously the year after they won it 10 years ago, we put them out and they had the shortest reign as champions. And then obviously the run to the Scottish Cup, we obviously 2-2, and then beating them at Easter Road, and then beating them again. We're singing, you know, here we go, 2 in a row. You know, other than those sort of games, like, in terms of what it, like I say, I've seen this said a lot, when it comes to the big games, you know, the relegation party, the games at Hampden, Hearts win them. And that is something that needs to change. I don't know what it is. Like, the owners have changed, the kit men have changed, the players have changed, the kits have changed. The only thing to say the same with the fans. Are we the problem? Like, I don't know how we fix this.
I don't know if it's the mentality of the club. I don't know, but we don't turn up to big games. Apart from the biggest game that I've ever seen us turn up to was the Rangers game in the final. That's been one of the biggest games. Okay, we've won other, League Cup a couple of times, you know, in you guys' age group. You know, I've seen them in the 72. Found we were a club when we did turn up. But the 2 League Cups, one was what?
Kilmarnock and Dunfermline, the 2 teams.
Aye. Dunfermline and Kilmarnock. You know, but against big clubs, especially Hearts, we don't turn up. And I don't know why. What is it with us? You know, and there's the fans, right? There's fans here that didn't turn up. Why did they not turn up? Because they're like, I didn't want to go there because we're going to get beat, and I'm no way to see us get beat for the Hearts. Now that's where it stems for the fans, and it's coming in at the park. You know, just go.
Potentially.
Why not just go? And if we get beat, so what? 2 days after it, we're back and we're talking about it now. You know,
like, I know a lot of people might not understand this, but like, I like, with the exception of, like, say, that the final whistle, I had a great time on Saturday. Like, it was first. Like, my dad plays golf. I don't blame him. But my dad plays golf and picks and chooses his games. Now he was a long-term season ticket holder, and he's got a lot of medals on Saturday and stuff. So it doesn't make sense for a season ticket. He's been to maybe 6 or 7 games a season. He went to the semi-final. First time I've been sitting with my dad at a semi at Hampden in a long time. So I enjoyed that. I got to see Dave. Dave was kind of a last minute addition, but unfortunately was sitting himself. I got to sit beside the other Stuart and his dad. We were singing, like, say, that 20 minutes was brilliant. I had a great time on Saturday. So, like, if folk are like, we're going to get beat by Hearts, like, you can still enjoy your day. You can still like make the most of it. But like, don't get me wrong, it was hard, and like I say, those walk up the steps because I was right beside the Hearts fans was tough. But like, I don't know. Like, see, maybe it is that. Maybe that does stem down people staying away. Like, I'm going on a long tangent here.
Yeah, I know. Well, Gav, like, I was just at the back of you. You know, maybe up about 20 rows, and it was hard because the Jambos were out the right of us. But I'm just getting annoyed at the fans that didn't turn up. There was 5 lots behind the goals that weren't even open. You know, all these seats were empty, and then the Jambos singing, "You can't sell your tickets," and I'm, what? See, if we get in the final, they'd be full. And that's what annoys me with the fans. They say, we didn't turn up to the big games. Well, if that's the case, why do you not turn up? And it's these guys that usually say it. I just get annoyed. I got in a train for Livingston, right? And I thought I was on a Hearts train. Gav, honestly, we got off at Queen Street, and there must have been about 30 Hibs, and the train was full of Jambos. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? You know, I thought I was on a Hearts Express train. And that hurts as well, because you want to go through there Went in the counting house, Jambos, packed with Jambos, and there must have been about 20 Hibs fans. And that's not right. We've got to... Okay, people are saying, call out Maloney, get him out. That's not going to happen. We've just got to say, right, he's here, he's going to see the summer and see what we're going to do. If we're going to get... another 5 or 6 players on the transfers, so be it. And that'll be him. And then we'll have to start, saying, well, it's Maloney's team now, right? But I tell you, we've got to stick with him. I've stuck with him since I was bloody 5-year-old. I'm 56 now, so what's the point? There's guys that's went on longer than me. So the young guys, I've just got to just go and support your team.
Don't get me wrong. I know there will be people that I don't have a go at people, because I know there will be people that had genuine reasons, whether it be financial or other commitments, whatever, that they couldn't go. If you went there, don't think this is a personal attack on you. It's just like say though, I know there was people that were maybe a bit on the fence and stuff, and like say it's just, I don't know. Everyone will have their reasons, but I think it was hard to kind of see that big empty space. And like say that's like say that thing sort of thing does potentially trickle down. But anyway, let's continue the fallout of the game and chat about the manager, Sean Maloney. Sean Maloney. So, like I asked this question to other Stuart last week. I mean, you can answer that a minute ago there, Stuart. But like I said, I'll let you expand on that. Do you have the confidence that he's the man to oversee this rebuild that we're going to so clearly need in terms of quality and potentially character as well?
Well, last week and this week, I've seen the players playing how we, in fits and starts. They are playing how he wants. Now, in my opinion, I think it'll click. And I hope it will, for his sake and for the club's sake, that it just clicks and we start playing nice football, and we maybe have a couple of centre forwards, Nisbet comes back, and we've got rid of some of the players and we're bringing them in, and it just happens, Gav. I know it's difficult, but I think the fans have to get behind Maloney, because are we just going to get rid of him and then get somebody in and start playing the hoofball again? What type of football do we want? Do we want to play shit football and get 1-0, maybe a 1-0 or a 2-1 win, now and again, and play the football that we're not happy with? And I understand what everybody's saying about Maloney. His football's crap, blah, blah, blah. But he is, in wee glimpses, we see Hibs play nice football. When have you before seen Hibs in a tight position playing wee triangles and getting out of it? Because they're doing it now. It's all about... Sorry?
I was just going to say, like I say, you mentioned the triangles there. I would agree that I've been impressed, even like early on in Maloney's reign. I think there was the games against Celtic and stuff where the defence are playing nice wee triangles and dealing with the press, and that's really nice.
Aye.
But in terms of the thing that my hesitation would be with Maloney as manager is it doesn't lead to clear-cut chances. We don't... we're not playing that, and yes, you could argue that that's because the players aren't in the final third. But we can play out about in the back. We can deal with high press, other than obviously the McGinn chance which led to the goal. Like, we're usually quite good at dealing with that, but we're not doing that in the final third. And I'm like, is that just the players, or should Maloney be able to get enough of a song, whatever the phrase is, I can't remember off the top of my head, a tune? That's it. Get a tune out of the players that he's got there to be creating better chances, scoring goals, and getting the odd win. Like 1 win in 13, like we keep on coming back to in the league, is quite a worrying fact in 2022.
I'm worried about it, and any any fan is worried about it. Didn't get me wrong, and I think the coaching staff will be, and so will the board. However, if they are saying we're going to give you X, Y, Z pounds to get 2 wingers, another centre forward, You know, it depends on who we get rid of in the transfer window, right? But if we get 2 or 3 players that's going to help up the last, excuse me, the final third, is that going to be where it all clicks into place? I hope it does, but he's going to have to be given probably till Christmas. Is that too long? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, the fact that people are saying about Maloney to go and stuff, to me, it seems crazy, and I think, oh, that would never happen. But at the same time, I never thought Jack Ross would go.
No.
So I don't know. Like, is Ron Gordon more the Roman Abramovich type? And you know, a couple of bad results, which will come in at the bottom 6. He might just get rid of Maloney and get somebody new in. He might just be like, say, it's his money. I don't want to. We're still trying to figure out what kind of owner he is. And speaking of Ron Gordon, sorry, you go.
No, so just getting on what you're saying there, Gav. See, if that's the case, right? And he does go. If you were a manager, would you go to Hibs, knowing that Maloney's had 7-8 months getting the sack? You know, would you go there and think, you're right, I think I'm going to go there? It's just like the Leeds job. You know, would you go to take a Leeds job because you can? What happens? They just get rid of you, or Watford's the main one. You know, he's got more money. It says he just gets rid of them. So would you be a manager and say, I'm no danger, I'll go to Hibs? So we'd have to go down the level and try and find someone is lucky enough to get wins for Hibs. And the way how fickle our fans are, probably me included, you're looking for a big name because you think Hibs are a big club. And this is the thing that it comes down to. We've got a manager who's trying to play football, and I do like the way he's trying to play, but it's not working at the moment. Now, is that because we haven't got the players to play that, and he gets money to buy, in the summer? So I would give him the summer transfer window and see what happens this start of the season. In my opinion, that's just right. Me.
So we mentioned Ron there, and then actually speaking of the transfer window, Ian Gordon is kind of seemingly overseeing the sort of recruitment process and identifying players and stuff. Is it a concern for you that non-football people will be kind of overseeing that, and does that potentially mean Maloney's hands are tied?
Yeah, we don't know the structure, and we're just surmising that. We don't know the structure if he is actually going out to find the players, or is he only finalising, him and Kensley, just finalising the paperwork. Because there's a lot of people, I've been involved, Gav, there's a lot of people that you deal with behind you didn't even know. You know, and I've been in boardrooms and you're like, who is this guy? You know, I've never seen this geezer before. And they guys are just, you know, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and they're maybe helping out with what Maloney says, right, I want him. Oh no, he's too expensive. Or let's have a look, see how much he's looking for, blah, blah, blah. You know, so that's how it could be. I don't know. I can't really, I don't, have you heard, have you been told that he's the man that's going out and saying, right, Maloney, there's the player that you can have? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a case that he's overseeing like obviously we do have a number of scouts. So is he kind of the one heading up that team, like say, or it's a bit unclear, but it is a concern. Hopefully, like say, Maloney has spoken about the rebuild a few times. Hopefully he is having a say in what type of player he wants, and maybe even suggesting a few names and getting some of the players he wants. And like say, if he does get that back in, then and the results still don't improve, then he won't have anyone else to blame.
See, Gav, how I think it'll be working is Maloney will be saying, I'm just making it up. I want a number 10, I want a centre forward, and I want a winger, right? I want 3 good players. And if this Ian Gordon's talking to the scouts and saying this is what we're after. And they'll say, right, well, there's 20 players. And Maloney should know, and his coaching staff should know some of them. And if they don't, they just pick the phone up and speak to their, they've got contacts. Do you know him? Aye, he plays for, Ipswich, whatever. Aye, well, I've seen him down there. Yeah, he's good. Have a wee look at him. It's the same as, what's his name, from Fulham. I don't know where we got him at the bag. Is that, I always get, because
Jasper. Jasper.
Aye, Jasper's out the bag. We're like, who's the last minute, half hour, say, he appears. Now, excuse me, if it is Ian Gordon who's pulled him out the bag, well, you've got to say, well done. But who got us? So, we don't know, but I think that's what will be happening. Maloney will be saying, if he doesn't know the players, I think he's went and said, I want Henderson, because he had the contact for him.
That was definitely a Maloney signing, yeah.
That was his signing. So he said, I want Henderson. Yeah, you can have him. So I think they must be working together, Gav. I can't see them just saying, right, Ian Gordon, you're in charge. There's the players, work with them. So I can't see that happening. But I don't know to, say for sure.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Let's hope there's some more clarity. And like I say, in terms of the squad, I'm sure in the coming weeks we'll be talking about the kind of current squad and who should be going and who should be staying. In terms of the rebuild, it'll probably be a word that's kind of bandied about a lot in the summer, because it's definitely needed. So, I mean, the next sort of thing, like I say, we're about to talk about St Mirren, and that kicks off the last 5 games. A lot of fans said, well, the season's over. Barring any sort of self-destruct, and St Johnstone catching us. The season's over. So the season's over for a lot of fans. Is the season over for Maloney? Like, does he need to impress in the last 5 games? Like, if he goes another 5 games without a win, does his position and then become more in question?
Oh, Gav, he's got 5 games. He's got to win at least 3 to be in favour. If he loses 3, wins 1 and draws 1, say, he'll be under a lot of pressure. And the board will be under a lot of pressure. And that just takes everything out of what I've just said, which I hope that he's here next season. But if we're talking about the bottom 6 now, and we can't really slag them off too much because we're in the bottom 6. But if we go, for 7th into 9th, 10th, we are in serious bother. And Maloney this is where Maloney, our season's not finished. I would say this is a massive part of it.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, in terms of like Maloney, I think he needs to kind of maybe prove to the board and stuff that he's still the man and he can get results in the last 5 games. I think fans, we could win 5 games. I don't think fans would a lot of fans, I think, wouldn't change their opinion. They're like, it's just the bottom 6. The pressure's off. It doesn't matter. Like, how difficult is it going to be for Maloney to get fans back on side? The episode of this week's podcast. I mean, like, as soon as he hits a hiccup next season, fans are going to turn around and go, this is the guy that lost two games in a week to Hearts. Like, that is just going to be thrown at him immediately. Anytime we get a defeat.
He's got to win at least 3 games. Got to win at least 3. I think, and it happens sometimes, if we did win, say, 3 games, Gav, and we had more points than the 6th place, because it does happen. It's like stupid. I hate the rule, the split. But if we had more points than the 6th place, well, it's crazy saying we've done our job, but he's done his job in the last 5 games. That's what I would say that he really needs to do. We need to win our games. I can't even remember, have we got 3 away and 2 at home? Yeah. Or is it the other way about? 2 away.
Yeah, 3 away, 2 at home.
3 away, aye. We've got to win the 2 at home. Right? We've got to win the 2 at home for the fans. Because starting to get a wee bit sunny now, nice wee bit of weather, you go to the game. And if you go there and you watch a lot of shit getting played, that's when everybody's going to be shouting on them. Whereas you go to the game, you get a wee win, pint going home, everybody's happy. Because you know yourself, when we were in the championship and you were playing your team's Dunfermline and all that, and you were winning, if you win, everybody's happy. So this last 5 games, we've got to go there and show our support, and hopefully it comes good and the team come good. They've got to show that commitment they did on Saturday, Gav. Pointless going in for tackles against Jambos in a semi-final, and then when it comes to the bottom 6, forgetting about it.
I know. I think it's going to be difficult though. I think there was a lot of fans, understandably, and I hope this doesn't come across that we've been too positive, if we can be, about the performance on Saturday. A lot of people were saying it doesn't matter if we performed quite well, we got beat. I would put that down to the quality isn't there. Full stop. In the team. Due to injuries, due to bad recruitment, the quality isn't there. And so, like I say, I was happy to see the fight, but I completely agree that it wasn't good enough. So I kind of have more sympathy towards Maloney because his hands have been tied in his first spell, but I think there is fans who have already made up their mind, and it's tough to kind of change their mind. And I think even if, like say, you win 5 games in the bottom 6 and then win a couple at the start of next season, they're still going to be thinking the big games, thinking of the Hearts game, thinking of the game to get into the top 6 in the cup semi-final, and that's going to be playing on and the first derby next season is going to be massive for Maloney. And I think there will be people that maybe take a step back and realise it's a young squad and it's going to take time, but there will be people, if he loses another one to Hearts first game of the season, it's he's had a summer window and he's still getting beat to them, get him out. It's I don't, and it's not a small minority that think that way. There is a loud, it isn't just a loud minority. There's quite a lot of people that are against Maloney staying.
Wee question. I asked it in the chat and I can't remember if you answered it or not. Did you applaud them going off the park on Saturday?
I did, yeah.
I'll put my hands
stick for that.
I'll admit I didn't, because I'm a bad loser. I get beat tiddlywinks with the kids when they were young. I'd go off my head. It doesn't matter. We played well in parts, but we got beat. And this, you're a good loser. That doesn't wash with me, because you come short again. You came short in the game, so you got beat. That's it. There was dig. Fair enough. I was going up the stairs. I was looking at it. And I thought, aye, good, well done. But I was walking away. I wasn't standing there clapping, because they beat us and we were getting abuse for them. And I thought, you know what, I'm getting out of here. I ain't watching this and applauding my team. They did well, yes, but they got beat. And you look down in history, if Hearts win that Scottish Cup, what's going to be saying? Who did they beat the semi-final? Hibs, 2-1. It's not going to be saying, Hibs played, they were gutsy, and the Hearts were complaining, the fans are complaining that we had kicked them off the park. How ironic is that? What have they done to us over the last 20 years? Kicked us off the park. And because we gave them a bit of the same as what they've been giving us, they're moaning, that's all Hibs done. That's all they were good at on Saturday. But we got beat, and I couldn't give applause. I couldn't do it. And that's just me.
I get that, like I say, and I hope people don't have a go at me for it, for applauding. I understand people's frustration with it though, and I don't blame people for walking out, and it's and not applauding. If anything, I'm not sure if I should have done it myself. In hindsight, I'm not a big deal of it or that. It's just, but it's like say it was like say that's the fight I've wanted to see, and now I'm like, right, if you add the quality to that, there might be something there. So that was kind of just, I don't know if that was me trying to rationalise it so it didn't hurt as much. I don't know what it would have been, but anyway.
Yeah, Gav, I'm not saying that you're wrong, and everybody, because there was a lot of people applauding the team. I'm not saying they're wrong. Everybody's got their own opinion, and my opinion was I'm a bad loser. And if I got beat in a semi-final, which I had for years, loads of years ago, got beat in a semi-final, I was in a huff for a day. I never spoke to anybody when I went to him. You know, the kids are like, Dad, you know, my wife, I never spoke to them because I was in a bad mood. And these players should be going off the park there and no talking to each other in that changing room. Because they got beat.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like I say, I don't know if I agree with myself doing it, but I did it nonetheless. But anyway, we spoke about the next 5 games and how big they are for Maloney. So the first one of them is St Mirren on Saturday. Away to St Mirren, they're currently 2 points behind us in 10th place, and they are on a worse run than us. In terms of playing them this season, it's been 2-2, 1-1, and then they beat us at Easter Road. And like I say, their last sort of few games, a lot of losses, a lot of reds. When you look at that, they did beat Dundee, and it was the first win for Steve Robinson, and they lost in the Cup to Hearts. Steve Robinson came in almost 2 months ago, and obviously replacing Goodwin, who departed for Aberdeen. But like I say, the last sort of 4 games, 4-0 away to Rangers, 4-2 away to... 4-0 at home to Rangers, 4-2 away to Motherwell, 2-1 away to Dundee United, and got beat for Hearts 4-2 in the Cup. So that is a lot of goals to ship in the last 4 games, Stuart. There's maybe an opportunity to get some goals against them.
Yeah, but if you look at our games, where's the goals come from? How many goals have we scored?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it could be a 0-0 draw.
Do you want a depressing fact?
Yeah.
We're recording this on the 18th of April, so tomorrow will be 2 months since our last league win.
Jesus.
And that's the only league win we've had in 2022, like we keep on saying.
Well, looking at the table, that we are, we're 38 points, Livingston 38, Aberdeen 36, St Mirren 36. Now, let's say we didn't win against St Mirren. So they jump above us. Livingston beat Aberdeen, or Aberdeen beat Livingston, doesn't matter. We're down to 9th.
Yeah. Oh, it can change very quickly.
They're actually down to, we could be down to 10th.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. And luckily enough, Aberdeen are playing Livingston. But you know what?
I mean,
this could change a hang of a lot.
Yeah. I've counted up here 4, 8, 12, 13, 14 goals in 4 games that St Mirren have conceded. So surely we can find a way through. They're conceding a lot of goals at the moment. So I mean, from a Hibs point of view, the St Mirren game, what do you change from Saturday?
It's difficult. We were trying to name the team for Saturday, and now after Saturday, we're trying to do any changes? I wouldn't make any changes. Porteous won't be there.
So does that mean Rocky comes back in?
Oh, no, man. Honestly, I'm sorry, but I am glad that he was there against Hearts. And I'm sorry I'm getting, I'm pinpointing him, but he shouldn't have a Hibs strip on.
I disagree with this sort of thing. He was awful against Hearts at Tynecastle, don't get me wrong, but I think Rocky, Porteous and Doidge put in a lot of good performances. The 3 of them kept a few clean sheets, including against Celtic. So I think there is a decent player there.
Right. Well, let's say that we just bring him in for Porteous, right? That's your change, okay?
So James Scott keep his place up front?
Yes, aye. If he puts in a performance like what he did against Hearts, you have to, because... Or I tell you what I would do, I would put Melkerson off him, play 2 up top. But Maloney doesn't play like that. But why not?
3-4-3. It's going to be 3-4-3. That's the way he plays. Get used to that formation for the next. Until Maloney leaves, get used to 3-4-3.
Yeah, but when you're playing against a big St Mirren side, why not play a big centre forward? What Scott was doing against Hearts, put yourself about, elbows, grappling, do that, and have Melkerson playing off him, because you know what he's like with one touch and boom, he's what to shoot every game. and you're playing against a St Mirren team who leak in goals. So why not just do that for a game? And if it works, fucking let it work for the last 5 games, and then try and have the whole summer to build up to your 3-4-3 game. We have to win points. If we don't, Gav, if we don't, we could be jumping from 7th down to 9th/10th in 1 week. And then he'll be under pressure. So why not go and play St Mirren? If they're leaking goals, go with 2 up top and play your 4-4-2 and just play a 3-5-2 if he wants to play 3 at the back.
It's going this far. He's sticking with it. We're not getting a formation change. I mean, you mentioned big man up top, though. Doidge, according to Sky Sports anyway, because I was looking into it, I had a late fitness test pre-Hearts game. Obviously, he must have failed that fitness test because he wasn't on the bench, but was close to being in contention. So another week's training, could he be on the bench or potentially even starting? And would he be welcome back if he's kind of shaking off whatever's been bothering him?
We're talking about Doidge here, no Doidge. Sorry, I didn't.
Yes, Doidge. Christian Doidge.
Right.
We'll need to start doing full naming the two.
I know. Right. Well, it's funny because you know how Hibs put on Twitter, "We've arrived." Well, they were walking in Hampden. And when did he have his fitness test? Was it just before the game, or was it the day before, or whatever? Because I heard that Maloney, on the Thursday, he does his shaping for the game on the Saturday. And if you're not fit enough on the Thursday, you're out. Right? Now, I was watching Doidge's face when they were walking in, and I don't think he had a bag. You know how they have their wee soap bags. And he was walking in and his face was like fizz. And I watched it and I kept on rewinding it and watching it again. And his face walking in the bit when they got out the bus, out of that bit and coming in to go to the changing rooms. And his face wasn't happy. And he had his tracksuit on. So was he knowing that he's either not playing or, you know, he wasn't even on the bench. So,
Christian Doidge is fit and scores against St Mirren, the last few games look so much more promising. You go, we've got a goal scorer. We've got goal scoring Christian Doidge back. Guy that scored 18 goals in his first season. This is there's something to get a bit excited about. So I hope he's fit. Like I said, hopefully a week of training means he's kind of in and amongst it. But yeah, I mean, like I say, we spoke about St Mirren's poor form though, but like I already mentioned, they're more. Their last win was more recent than ours. I can't believe that 19th of February, our last win. The 2 months. I've mentioned that. But yeah, so what's your score predictions for the game then, Stuart?
1-1. I honestly, I don't know where the goals are coming from, Gav.
Yeah.
We scrambled.
He's back.
Aye. Listen, Cadden. That was it wasn't a well-worked goal. Free kicks. Have we had anybody that's hit a bit like Kingsley? Kingsley put that. We've not got anybody that takes a free kick.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can prove me wrong on Saturday. But if St Mirren are leaking in goals, we'll probably get one, and they'll probably score against us. Or it'll be a 1-1 or a 1-0 for us. I can't see it. We are lacking in forwards, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
we've not got it.
Well, like I say, it'll be interesting. Let us know your score predictions. I'm going to go for 2-0 Hibs, a bit more positive. But yes, But anyway, what you got planned for tonight, Stuart?
What time is it? 5:05.
5:05, bit earlier recorded today.
Yeah, just probably get dinner. I'm sitting in the bar here, as you know, and maybe have another wee beer, I think, because it's the end of Easter break. So, I've nothing much, just chilling out. I think there'll be another game on the Championship. That's Derby's just been relegated, by the way.
Oh, have they?
It's a shame that, because I think they lost maybe about 18 points or something. So, but that's some down. However, so there'll be another game. I'll watch football. That'll be it. What are you up to?
I'm not sure. I didn't originally have a gym class booked in.
What?
I've been going back to the gym, and I think I overdone it the first couple of days, and my legs are still sore. First time I've been in 3 years because of COVID and stuff. So yeah, I've definitely overdone it. So I'll maybe, like I say, I've cancelled one of the classes and I'm booked in for yoga. I might still go along with that and try and
what class are you doing?
Feel a bit. Yoga the night.
Yoga. That's easy.
I was going to do a step class as well, but I thought, nah, I'll leave that.
Yoga. Yes.
Try to get my fitness up. Yoga's good, like I say, it's good for your muscles and stuff. And
yeah, you're right.
My back, it's my lower back as well. It's always helped with that, so I'll try and get on with that.
You know what, Gav? My legs are sore for walking back to Hampden. We couldn't get a taxi. I walked 50 minutes. 50 minutes for how it took to get back to the city centre for a pint, and my legs are still sore. My calves.
I made the mistake. Like parked it as the car park, and came out, and like I say, I knew it was going to be a while to get out because you're parking that close to Hampden, you're asking for it, and then my dad was like, go left. We went left, came at an absolute standstill, and Dave's on my ear, right? Nah, it's not working. Everyone else is turn around, turned around, and then behind us starts to start moving. And then we're just sitting at those lights. We were there. We'd gone no distance. Like, so we're still outside as the car park an hour later, and we seen the Hibs bus go get with the. So we were just.
Oh no!
Yeah, and then it hit a lot of traffic, and then we eventually got onto the M74. Thought we were free. Hit more traffic. Then it frees up again, and then you hit the M8. It was just took a long time to get home.
Well, when you were in the car, I was sitting having a pint, mate. I was on the Guinness.
The fact that Billy said, "Oh, that's me home," and I'm like, I got home 5 minutes ago, and Billy lives up in Dundee. Made an absolute mess of it. So yeah, definitely. Next time we're back at Hampden, it'll be a different approach. I'll not be
get a train right.
Parking it as the car park if driving at all.
So the train takes the strain.
But yes. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. Join us next week as we review St Mirren and look ahead to Livingston. Thanks a lot, Papa Stu.
Cheers, thank you very much. You say that we'll look forward to Livingston. I will do.
You never know. Like I say, Doidge scores a couple, and we'll be excited for it. It's going to happen. And then, like I say, enjoy the game on Saturday, hopefully, and we'll be back next week. Cheers.
Cheers.